Hey guys, welcome back, and today I want to talk to you about how to increase your prices as a woodworking business or as a handmade product business. Let's dive in. All right, well, welcome back to the show. For those of you that are listening on the podcast, if you have not done so, go check out the YouTube channel. Leave me comments there. We're trying to grow that channel. Your subscription, whatever you want to call it, would be super valuable for those of you watching on YouTube. I've got like 80 episodes of the podcast that didn't make it to YouTube that are highly valuable, that if you're trying to grow your woodworking or your handmade business, you're going to want to go check that out, okay? So go check out the first 80 episodes or so of the Handmade Business Secrets podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. So today, I want to jump into how to increase your prices with your woodworking or handmade product business. Now, this is one of the things that a lot of people really struggle with, because thinking about increasing your prices is a really scary thing. You know, we've done it a couple times inside of my business, and there's always a level of fear, apprehension around doing it, because you're like, if I increase my prices, nobody's going to buy, right? That's always the thought, is that nobody's going to buy. We're going to price ourselves out of the market. And make no mistake about it, you can do this. You can price yourself out of the market, okay? So I want to give you strategies today to make sure that as you increase your prices, you're doing so in a way that justifies those increased prices, and then you're capitalizing on every step of the way, okay? So number one, I wanted to start with saying, if you're here watching this and you are doing less than $10,000 or $15,000 a month consistently, then you need to have lower prices. When I say lower prices, not like the bottom of the barrel prices, but you need to be priced competitively with everyone around you. And I say this because you have not established a brand yet. The number one thing that will allow you to increase your prices is more reviews, more customer experiences, more volume, and ultimately a better and stronger reputation as a company. That's going to allow you to increase your prices. So number one is we want to start low and we want to establish our brand and start getting reviews. People overlook reviews so often. You feel like reviews don't drive revenue, and so it's not focused on. And what I've found is reviews, they may not be a leading indicator of revenue. What they do is they like build the foundation of your reputation. So if you can take care of customers, have a great product, then you're going to start building more and more reviews around your brand, around your company. What that's going to allow for, it's going to allow for more purchasing, more sales in the future. Because imagine that I see an ad from two competitors. The product looks similar, looks great, prices are exactly the same. I go to one, they have 2 reviews on their Facebook page. I go to the other, they have 87 reviews on their Facebook page. I'm probably going to go with the 87 review guy, right? And so that's a huge, vital, important part of increasing your prices, is establishing brand and getting reviews. If you don't have that yet, you need to start lower on the pricing spectrum. The second reason that you can do this is because you're probably the only guy that's doing the labor, okay? Maybe you and your spouse, maybe you have a helper at this point. You can justify lower prices because you're not paying out 20% of the product price in labor to workers other than you. I recently did, on episode 104, I talked about how to price your woodworking products. If you haven't checked that out here on YouTube, go check out that video. But if you are the only one working in your business, then you also get to collect what you would normally be paying out in labor costs. So if you can price it correctly, where you're pricing material costs around 30% of what your total sales price is. For example, I'm selling a table. I know it's going to cost me $300 in materials to build the table. Well, then I want to price it for no less than $1,000, and I'm the only one building it. Well, ultimately, at the end of the day, other than marketing costs, money that I'm putting into advertising or promotion, I'm collecting the rest of that money. So I'm able to reinvest that into my business, or I'm able to pocket all that. So as you're the only one that's working inside of your business, it allows you to make a much larger percentage of that profit in regards to your bring home pay. As you start growing or scaling, you're going to be needing to bring on team members. You're going to be collecting less of that money, and you're going to be paying that out to other team members. So this is where we need to start increasing prices. This is where we need to start increasing prices so that you can make the same amount of money you were making while having other people do the work, okay? So how do we do that? okay, how do we increase prices? Well, number one, we do it incrementally. Okay, we're not going to jump from selling a product for $500 to $1,000 overnight, or even in a month. We want to increase prices, 10 to 15% each time that we increase prices. Okay, and like I said prior, you can only increase prices to the extent that your brand will support the prices. Okay, so when you go to Restoration Hardware's website, or you go to Pottery Barn's website, or you go to Our House website, or you go to Magnolia's website, and you look at their products, they have high-priced products because they've done an incredible job with photography, videography, telling a story about who they are and what their company stands for and what their brand is. Okay, so that's going to allow you to justify higher prices. Now, let's say that you have an old, outdated website, you have pixelated pictures, you have a bad logo, you have terrible customer service. You're not going to be able to justify high prices. You're going to have to build your brand and make your brand stronger in order to be able to justify increased prices. One of the biggest things that I see companies miss out on is that they don't know how to use a price increase as leverage to generate more sales. And so hear me when I say this, okay? This is one of the most valuable nuggets I'll ever give you in this YouTube channel, in this podcast. In the last 12 months, we've had 3 astronomically good months for us, okay? Our average is around $50,000 a month, but we've had a $107,000 month, a $102,000 month, and a $90,000 month, okay? The $107,000 month was Black Friday, Cyber Monday of last year, okay? The other 2 months that we had that were great, they were great because they were the month before I was doing a price increase, and I used that as leverage in my marketing. Because what's going to happen is if you have a strong marketing campaign inside your business, you're going to have people that are aware of your brand. They're going to be seeing your stuff. They're going to be kind of on the fence. Should I buy? Should I not buy? I don't know. Let's kick it down the road, whatever. When I know that I'm getting ready to increase prices, I will come back out with a marketing campaign that says, hey, this is your last month to get our products at these prices. Due to inflation, and that's a great reason right now to increase prices because everything is worth less. You have to increase prices just to keep up. And so people understand that. It's justifiable due to our current economic situation, due to inflation. Next month, we're going to be increasing prices. So if you want to get your order in at these prices, then this is your last month to do that. 2 of the strongest sales strategies that you have are going to be scarcity and urgency. Scarcity is one of those things that we don't tend to use or leverage as much with the way that we do our model. But urgency is one of those things that you can use that's very genuine because you are going to increase your prices next month. You're not lying about it. And it all makes sense in the mind of the consumer. So if you're going to increase prices, there's a few things that you need to do. Number one, you need to have a brand that justifies the prices, okay? If you have terrible photography, terrible logo, terrible customer service, you're not going to be able to increase prices. And the second thing that I would just say with this is that if you choose to increase your prices, you need to leverage that. Don't do it without telling anybody because it can create one of the best sales months that you've ever had. And so what's really cool about this too is that you don't necessarily have to spend a whole lot more money in your advertising to get a better response. So like in February of this year, for example, we did go through a price increase, or we were getting ready to implement a price increase in March, and we ran those campaigns, and I spent $2,500, guys, and generated over right at $90,000 in sales. That's an insane ROI on that advertising spend. Okay, so to wrap this episode up, we're going to keep this one short, but you can increase your prices. You just have to make sure that you're strategic about it. You have brand that justifies the increased prices. So this means great videography, great photography, great website, great customer service, and great product. Those are the kind of things that kind of create brand. And then overall, great storytelling. Why would somebody buy from you as opposed to one of these big giant companies that make furniture? You want to be, your story has to resonate in a way that would deter somebody from buying from them, and they would rather connect with you, a small town guy, okay? Or a small company. And then the next thing is just incrementally increase your prices. We try to go through 1 to 2 price increases a year, and we want them to be pretty relatively small. So that being said, guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. All you gotta do is click on our little red button and hit the bell. And then what this is gonna do is every time that we post a video, it's gonna let you know. And all we focus on is the business side of your woodworking or handmade business. This is what we focus on. We focus on the nuts and bolts and the strategies behind pricing, product, behind sales, behind fulfillment. You know, we focus on those aspects of what you're doing. So if you're trying to grow your business, I'm just going to be bold and say this is one of the best places that you're going to find online or in any podcast to be able to do it. I believe in that. So subscribe, stay tuned. We're going to continue to release more and more videos and podcast episodes that are helping you build the brand and the business and the life that you love. So with that being said, I'm going to sign out. Thank you for your time and your attention. I'll see you in the next one.